Elisa, LaShell, Sanders, Harney.
I think Elisa does a very good level tonight. Mic Drop Monday. We're dealing with, in this Freedom series, Stop Doing That. So one more time, if you have not already, hit the share button, invite a friend, tag somebody to get in, because we are going all the way in tonight. Thank you, Lisa. Make sure that you guys are sharing, because I want this word to fall on good grounds. Hey, Teresa, and welcome. And again, I am so excited. Thank you, Erica. I'm so excited about tonight. I'm so excited about what's going on. And I'm so excited about Mic Drop Monday coming back every single Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen, I want you guys to meet me here. Also, on Wednesdays, I have a midweek motivation around 12:15-ish. I come on, and in the middle of the week, I do what's called the plug-in. And it's just a little plug just to jumpstart you to get in through the rest of your week. Hey, Vanessa, thank you so much for joining. So make sure that you guys have me locked and loaded so that you can follow me and get inspired, get empowered, get encouraged to keep going. All right, so are you ready? Because here we go. Keep inviting, keep tagging your friends, because we're dealing with this tonight. So tonight we're dealing with Stop Doing That. And the reason that I chose that title is because as we get free, I miss you guys too. As we get free, one of the things we have to realize are that there are certain things that keep us from progressing. There are certain things that we are doing. Tony's watching from DC. There are certain things that we are doing that's keeping us from getting to the next level. We're not progressing. And so most of you guys know that I like to teach by nature. And so I said, well, listen, let's go ahead and break up some fallow ground and define progress. What does it mean to progress? How do we progress? And why is it important? Why are you dealing with stop doing that? Well, stop doing the things that are causing you not to progress, not to move forward. And so let's define progress real quick, because I want to make sure that we know what we're talking about before we dive in deep. To progress, that means movement towards a goal or to a further or higher stage. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in the same place that I've always been in. Progression means that I am moving towards a goal. And listen, not just a goal, but I'm moving towards a higher stage. That means I've got to come off of where I am and I've got to make a step and go to the next level. Somebody got to type in the comments, it's time to go higher. Can you guys help me? I'm going to go ahead and start dropping the mic. It's time to go higher. We're dealing with progressing, and we're dealing with stop doing that, because we've got to get rid of those things that are keeping us from going higher and going further than we need to go. Listen, progression means developmental activity. That means in your life, when you take inventory, the things that are going on in your life should be developmental. It means that they should be doing things to get you. That's right. It's time to go higher, to get you to a higher place. Listen, progress means growth or development. That's right. It's time to go higher. Everybody's talking about it's time to do this and it's time to do that. Listen, it is time to go higher. To progress means we got to get off of one stage. We've got to get off of one area. We've got to get out of one comfort zone, and it's time to take it up a notch. Just like my progression from Georgia to South Carolina. Listen, I had to progress. I had to shift. I had to move. I had to go physically to a higher location. And guess what? When I did it in the natural, it start happening in the physical. Everything start going higher. Where I live, the things, my clients, the things that I put my hands to, everything start going higher. And so we've got to get to a place as we deal with this tonight. Stop doing that. We've got to deal with those things that we need to stop doing that's causing us not to go higher. It's time to go higher. And so progress is growth. It's development. It is going towards a higher or a further stage. It's taking this thing to the next level. In other words, and I'm going to go ahead and start dropping the mic. In other words, one of the main signs that indicate progression is growth. Are you hearing me tonight? One of the main signs that indicate that you're progressing is growth. And can I go ahead and drop the mic this early? You can't grow and it not show. I'll drop the mic on that myself. Hey, Miss Gervin, you can't grow and it not show. There is no way that you can be growing and still stay the same. There is no way that you can be growing and still be able to fit comfortably in your clothes. I'm dropping the mic. You can't grow and it not show. There is no way that you can be growing and still be okay being in a confined area. You can't grow and it not show. I'm dropping the mic already tonight. And so we have to deal with the things. Stop doing that. Stop doing those things that are keeping you hindered. You can't grow and it not show. Thank you guys for typing that in. That's a mic drop. If you are growing, it ought to show. People that are pregnant, if they're growing, guess what? It ought to show. People that are going to the next level, it ought to show. And so my first mic drop for tonight is you can't grow and it not show. You can be talking all of that, girl, I'm growing. I'm trying to tell you I'm at another level. I'm in a different place. Listen, do you know how I can tell that it's not true? All I have to do is look at you, look at your life and see, are you growing? Because you can't grow and it not show. We're dealing with progression. We're dealing with growth. We're dealing with stop doing that. Stop doing those things that are keeping you from being great. Stop doing those things that are keeping you from progressing. And so you can't grow and it not show. And so I wonder about people that are saying, I'm growing, I'm at the next level, I'm elevated. Because if you are growing, listen, then some things it ought to show. It ought to show. Some of us hadn't still gotten our attitudes together. You can't grow and it not show. You still got the same bad attitude. Listen, you can't grow and it not show. You still hadn't gotten over that man. You still pining away over that woman. You can't grow and it not show. You still haven't gotten control of your temper. At this age, you can't grow and it not show. You mean to tell me we still haven't gotten our credit together? You can't grow and it not show. You mean to tell me you still hadn't got out of other people's business? You can't grow and it not show. You mean to tell me that you are still afraid to put yourself out there and be great, to put yourself out there on the platform? You can't grow and it not show. You mean to tell me you still hadn't started that business? You mean to tell me you still hadn't written that book? You mean to tell me you still hadn't launched your vision? Stop doing that. You can't grow and it not show. If you haven't typed it yet, you need to type it in the comments. It's time to go higher. Tonight, we're going to the next level. We're dealing with stop doing that. Stop doing that stuff that's keeping you stifled, that's keeping you still, that's keeping you stagnant. It's time to produce. It's time to progress. It's time to prosper. Did you hear what I said? Stop doing those things that keep you stagnant, stifled, stiff, and still in the same arena, still with the same things around you, still living from paycheck to paycheck, still scrambling, still trying to do it. It's time to progress. It's time to produce. It's time to be productive. It's time to go to that next level and be great. I'm telling you one more time, my first mic drop, you can't grow and it not show. And so what does that tell me? That tells me that somewhere there is something that is stunting our growth. And so tonight we're dealing with growth stunters. Things, see, lots of people like to talk about stunning. Oh, I'm stunting on this and I'm stunting. Tonight we're dealing with growth stunting. There are some things that are stunting our growth, that's keeping us from going higher, that's keeping us from going to the next level. And we're going to look those things in the eyes tonight and say, stop doing that, because it's keeping you still. It's keeping you stagnant. It's keeping you stuck in the same things, but it is time to go higher. And so those of you guys that always join me for Mic Drop Monday know that I use an array of different things to deal with these topics. Sometimes I give us a science lesson. Sometimes we have a social studies lesson. There's been times where I've used National Geographic. There are times when I dab into the Bible. There are some times that I deal with psychology, also that it can bring us some clarity and perspective about where we are. And so tonight, we're going to dabble a little in the psychological aspect. Tonight, we're going to deal with some of our biological factors. Tonight, we're going to delve into the word and we're going to look at things that we've got to stop doing that. We're going to deal with some things that are keeping us in the same place so that we can go to the next level. It's time to go higher. I just told you guys, and I want to grow. And so tonight, we're going to deal with growth stunters, things that are stunting our growth. Now, listen, upon my research, I discovered that there are 5 areas areas that we must develop and grow in. There are 5 areas. If you were to think about it, if you were to go back and do your lesson, that tells us that even as children into adults, there are 5 main areas. Listen, make sure you guys are hitting that share button. I see so many new guys that are coming on. Thank you so much. Blessings to you guys for joining. But make sure you hit that share button. Get your sister on here. Get your cousins on here. Get your co-workers on here. Get your clients on here. Get them on, because tonight we've got to get to the next level. And I've already started dropping the mic. I already told you earlier that you can't grow and it not show. And so if you're really growing, it ought to show. Now, there are 5 main ways and areas that we are supposed to be growing in. Number 1, cognitive development. That's the first area that we're supposed to be growing in. We're dealing with stop doing that. So I want to deal with where we got to identify, because y'all know I say you can't fix what you won't face. We got to identify where we're being stunted at. So number 1, we've got to deal with 5 areas that we're supposed to be growing in. And number 1, cognitive development. That is our ability to learn and solve problems. Number 1, cognitive development. Thank you guys for typing it in the comments. That's the first area that we are supposed to learn and grow. Number 2, the second area of development is our social and emotional development. Y'all can already tell I'm going to be on fire tonight. Our social and our emotional development. That's number 2. That's the second area that we're supposed to be growing. That is how we interact with other people, and that also has to do with self-control. You understand that? Number 1 is cognitive development. Number 2, social and emotional development. That's how we interact with other people, and that's self-control. We're talking about 5 areas where we are supposed to be growing in. Number 3, speech and language development. Oh yeah, speech and language development. This is when we are able to develop in using words and understanding words. That's the third area. And boy, you guys are going to see how I am going to drop the mic on these areas. Number 3 is speech and language development. I'm talking about 5 areas that we are supposed to be growing and developing in. And we're going to find out what's causing us not to grow in those areas so we can stop doing that. So number 1, cognitive development, that talks about our ability to learn and solve problems. Number 2, social and emotional development. That's how we interact with other people and our self-control. Number 3, speech and language development. That's our ability to use language and to understand language. And number 4 and 5 is our fine and gross motor skills. Our fine motor skills, number 4, and our gross motor skills, number 5. That's using our small muscles to do things for ourselves and using our large muscles to do things for ourselves. So number 4 is our fine motor skills, using our small muscles to do things for ourselves. And number 5 is gross motor skills, using our large muscles to do things for ourselves. Now, Lisa, LaShell, how is that helping me? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to put all of that together as we deal with stop doing that. I just said at the beginning that you can't grow and it not show. And a lot of us look around at our lives, and if we were to tell the truth, we are stagnant, we are still, we are stuck in the same places, and we've got to identify what is stunting our growth. There has to be something that's causing me not to get out there and be great. And so I'm going to deal with those 5 areas that we are supposed to be growing and developing in. Our cognitive development. Thank you guys that are taking notes. Some of you guys, if you missed it, can go back and get it from the notes. Our social and emotional development, our speech and language development, our fine motor skills, and our gross motor skills. These are the 5 areas where we are supposed to be growing and developing. Now, here is the meat. Hope you guys have shared. Thank you, all of you guys that are sharing. Here is where it really gets real. Can we tell the truth? It is obvious that there are some places where our growth is stunted. Oh no, we just gotta tell the truth. It is obvious that there are some places where our growth is stunted. Number 1, I just told you that you can't grow and it not show. Number one, I told you that studies show that we are supposed to be developing cognitively, our cognitive development, our ability to learn and solve problems. But come on, you can't fix what you won't face. Some of us still can't solve any problems. Let's just tell the truth. Some of us, we have not learned our lessons yet. We still doing the same crazy things. We still making the same foolish decisions. We still don't know how to discern if somebody is lying something, if somebody is deceptive, if they're conniving. We are still running around with people trying to make them happy and people please when people won't give us a dime. We are in these areas where we have not had any results of cognitive development. It is obvious in some areas of our lives that our growth is being stunted, because in the area of cognitive development where we're supposed to be learning and solving problems, we calling everybody when something happens. Child, I don't know what to do with these children. I don't know what to do with that man. I don't know what to do about that woman. I don't know what to do about my finances. Listen, stop doing that. It is obvious that something is stunting our growth because there are areas in our lives where we still don't have a clue. Oh, I knew it was going to get a little quiet in here. You can't fix what you won't face. And so somewhere there is supposed to be growth cognitively, but somewhere something is stunting our growth. Something. We're going to identify those areas. Thank you guys that are being honest and saying, listen, I see me. Thank you guys that are dropping the mic. Even the second one, I said social and emotional development. That's an area that we're supposed to be growing in. But listen, what is social and emotional development? That means our ability to interact with others. That means our ability to have self-control. But once again, let's drop the mic and tell the truth. We still can't get along well with others. Oh, we still don't know how to play nice. We still like to be an outcast. We still somewhere trying to be the Lone Ranger. We still somewhere out there ostracizing ourselves. Well, nobody want to be around me, so I'm just going to be my own, just me, myself, and I. The devil is a lie. That ain't even scriptural. No man is an island. Somewhere it is obvious that our growth is stunted because we have not learned how to interact with others. Some of us still have no self-control. We still don't know how to stop spending and we don't have the money. We still don't know when to hold them and when to fold them. We still don't know that we can't trust that person with our business and we just talking and telling everything. We still have the nerve to be defensive every time somebody says something to us, and then when they say the wrong thing, we want to be a crybaby and go in a corner and be defensive. It is obvious that there are some areas in our lives with our big grown saved selves where we have some stunted growth. You can't fix what you won't face. And so we have to tell the truth on ourselves so that we can get some help, some hope, and some healing. I told you that the third place that we're supposed to see development in our lives is in speech and language development. It is mandatory that we grow and develop in speech and in language. But can I tell the truth? If we really tell the truth, some of us still lying. Oh yeah, everything come out of our mouth. It's a lie. We twisting. We putting a remix on the truth. Listen, how you gonna remix the truth? Some of us still cussing, still getting mad, and don't know how to use our words to articulate our feelings. And so the only thing we know how to do is cuss somebody out. Some of us still cognitive development, we missing it because we say stuff and we can't keep our word. We can't honor our word. We say we're going to do something and we won't do it. Stop doing that. We tell people that we're going to do stuff for them and then we fall short. We tell people they can trust us. We tell people that they can go to us and come to us with something, and we still posting all of their business out there. We still texting folks and telling. We still throwing them under the bus. Stop doing that. Some of us are saying that we should be having some cognitive development, but we are still out there misinterpreting what people say to us. Everything somebody says, we're taking it the wrong way. We have shown no growth in our life because they say one thing, they didn't even mean it like that. But oh well, here we are with our tender feeling self. We talk big and bad when it's at somebody else. But the minute somebody comes and tells us something, oh, all of a sudden we just fall. Oh, we fall out and we trip and we act crazy. We don't even know. Oh, we can't take nothing. Stop that. Stop doing that. And so some of us, I'm talking about got a bad attitude, off a temper. I'm talking about petty, know-it-all, trying to be the topper. Somebody tell you something good they doing and there's something happening in their life. You got to come in and say what's better in your life. Stop doing that. People don't need it's evident that you are not growing if you think you got to be the topper all of the time. One person tells something, you got to tell something. You got to have a one up on them. One person tell the truth, you got to remix a lie. You got to remix the truth and make it a lie. And here you are telling something to make it have a slightly better advantage than somebody else. Stop doing that. It is evident that there is no cognitive development, that there is no social and emotional development, that there is no speech and language development if we still have not learned how to tell the truth and honor our word. If we still have not learned how to stop throwing rocks and hide in our hands. It is evident that something is stunting our growth. I hope I'm helping you guys tonight. For number 4 and 5, I told you guys that the last areas in our lives where we should be developing is in our fine motor skills and in our gross motor skills. That means using our small and our big muscles to do things for ourselves. Can I tell the truth and help us tonight? It might hurt you a little bit, but I guarantee it's going to help you. Stop being codependent. Listen. Stop always acting like there is nothing you can do on your own. You need a man or you just can't be great. You need this woman. Oh, I need somebody to affirm me. I need somebody to sign off on me. I need somebody to hype me up. I'm just so needy. I just gotta have people in my face all of the time. I just gotta wait until somebody tells me I look good before I wear it. I need somebody to approve me. I need somebody to validate me. Just no backbone. Just you're not using your small muscles, your motor skills, your gross motor skills. You're not using your own. Listen, you were made good and very good. You were made with everything that you need on the inside of you. Some of you guys are using your children as codependents. Oh, you're acting like you can't walk into a life of your own because my children, they 35 and 40. My children still need me. Stop doing that. Stop being wimps when it comes to confronting people. You have something you want to say. You are a grown woman and a grown man. Stop posting on Facebook and just call them. Stop side talking them. Stop sideways disrespect. If you don't want to obey it, then get out of the way. Get out of the class. Get out of the ministry. Move out of the way. But stop. We've gotten too old. We've gotten too grown. We're hollering about going to the next level. We're hollering about walking into our destiny. We're hollering about ready to upgrade our lives, but we're still walking around and there is no cognitive development. We haven't learned how to solve any problems for ourselves. There is no social and emotional development. We still backstabbing people. We're still talking behind people's back. We still throwing rocks, hiding hands. We still double tongue. There is no speech and language development. We still lying in one. I told you, y'all don't call it lying, remixing the truth. We still out there trying to top people. We can't let their ministry be great. We got to tell somebody the ministry we're greater. We can't let somebody get a new car. We got to get out there and tell them about, oh, I bought a new car 5 years ago. What is it about us where we cannot let people get great and be great? Stop it. We won't use our own muscles to get out there and do, well, I'm just waiting. We like the man by the pool. I'm just waiting for somebody to put me in. But every time I want to get out there, somebody jump in front of me. Listen, what's wrong with your feet? What's wrong with your legs? What's wrong with your hands? A lot of us, we get into this mode of codependency and we act like we can't live without another person's air. Ooh, I'm dropping the mic already tonight. Listen, I'm in the flow. We act like the only way I can live is that I gotta be up under this man. The only way that I can live is I gotta be up under this one. I gotta wait until they drop some crumbs in front of me before I can go to the next level. If they don't give me a platform, how will I make it? If they don't give me a shout out, if they don't give me a plug, how will I be relevant? Listen, you better learn how to stand up on your own 2 feet, how to activate the greatness that God put on the inside of you and be great on purpose. Stop doing that. I hope I'm helping you guys tonight. I am talking about going to the next level. This is my freedom series and I want us to be free. And so here is the lesson for tonight. Tonight, I am talking about the dangers of growth stunting, the dangers of stunting our growth. There is danger in growth stunting. A lot of us are allowing ourselves to be willfully stunted. Did you hear what I said? A lot of us, oh no, we can't blame other people for stunting our growth. Oh yeah, we trying to act like, child, she just doesn't want me to make it. Honey, they trying to keep me from being great. A lot of us are being willfully stunted. We're willfully connected with the wrong people. We're willfully connected to the wrong things. We are willfully doing things that's working against us and not for us. We are willfully stunting our own growth. Even the Bible says that a foolish woman tear down her own house with her own hands. What does that mean? That means nobody else is coming into your purpose and tearing it up. Nobody else is coming into your prosperity and stealing it from you. Nobody's coming to your platform and taking it away from you. No, you tear down your own house with your own hands. You tearing apart your platform. You tearing apart your self-confidence. You tearing down your self-esteem. You tearing down bridges that you better try to keep. You tearing down people that could be resources for you, but out there trying to be great on your own, out there trying to stunt and doesn't even realize that what you really is stunting is your growth. What you really is stunting is the thing that's going to get you to the next level. You're willfully stunted. You could be great. You could be at the next level, but there are some things mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually that we are doing that's causing us to stay still broke, still tied to the wrong people, still dealing with manipulators, still dealing with people that are life leeches that are sucking the life out of us. Every time we get something, they right there to suck the blood. We get a vision, they sucking the blood. We get some new resources, they sucking the blood. They asking for money. We get a new car, they sucking the gas out of it. We get a house full of food, they sucking all of the food out of it. We finally get a platform, they sucking away all of our followers. Still dealing with the same things because we don't know how to stop doing that. We don't know how to draw the line. We think that just because we are saved, just because we are righteous, just because we want to live upright, just because we taking the high road, we think that that means that we are supposed to allow the enemy to come in like a flood. We think that that means that we're supposed to let the cankerworm and the palmer worm eat up everything that God has in store for us. But the devil is a lie. We are the head and not the tail. We are above only and not beneath. So stop doing that. There are some things that we got to stop saying. There are some people that we got to stop fooling with. There are some places that we just got to stop going. There are just some habits that we have got to break. And so tonight, as we are dealing with growth, as we are dealing with taking that thing to the next level, we've got to identify what in the world is stunting my growth. Because tonight, I'm going to testify to my own self. Stop doing that. I hope I'm helping. There's help, there's hope, and there's healing. If you have not already, make sure that you hit that share button, because I believe that tonight, as we go to the next level, as we go higher, as we walk into that next episode of our purpose, as we write that next chapter of our life, it's some things that we just got to stop doing. It's some things that we just can no longer do. No man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom. In other words, you can't go forward looking back. I say this all the time. My past has passed. My past has passed. And so what are you looking back there for? What in the world is it that you still want? It is time to go higher. I said at the beginning that progress means that you are going towards something that is higher, something that is further. You're reaching towards the mark. You're reaching forward and not looking back. And so tonight we are dealing with the dangers of growth stunting. If you're just coming on, welcome. Thank you guys so much. Make sure that you go back and watch it from the beginning, because at the beginning I dealt with some things that we've got to do. I went back and I said, listen, here are 5 areas that we're supposed to be growing in. So make sure if you're just watching that you go back and watch it from the beginning. Stop doing that. So I want to deal with 3 areas where there is some stunting of our growth. You guys know that I say you can't fix what you won't face. And that so there are some areas where our growth is being stunted. And we're going to identify them tonight so that we can stop doing that. I hope you guys are ready because I'm dropping the mic. Number one, the first thing that I discovered when it comes to growth stunting, I wanted to do a little research and I wanted to know what are some things that stunts our growth? What are some things that cause us not to be in the place where we were predestined to be? What are some things that's stopping us from growing and from accelerating and from going into the next level? Well, number one, stunted growth is a result of malnutrition. That's right, Tina. Tonight is real, it's raw, and it's relevant. Yeah. Number one, what stunts your growth, number one, is malnutrition. If we were in church, I would tell you to look at your neighbor and ask your neighbor, what are you eating? Or what are you not eating? What are you eating? Or what aren't you eating? Number one, what stunts our growth? Malnutrition. Somebody ought to type that in the comments. Malnutrition. You have to ask yourself, what are you ingesting into your space, into your spirit, into your emotions, into your ears, into your heart, into your mindset? What are you ingesting into your body that is causing you to be malnourished? Listen, all food isn't the same. I better say that again for the people in the back. All food isn't the same. There are some foods that you can eat and they have what's called empty calories. They make you feel full, but they're not doing a thing for you nutritionally. Listen, that's a revelation. I'm about to drop the mic again. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Listen to me. All food is not the same. There are some things that you can eat. You can eat certain breads and it makes you feel full, but it's not doing a thing for you nutritionally. It makes you feel full. And so what happens is you don't want the food that's going to nourish you. Don't you wonder why when you go to a restaurant and you order food, the first thing they want to do is bring you out some bread? Would you like some bread? And some of us sit there and just eat all the bread. Well, the reason that they give you the bread is because that bread is full of empty calories that get on the inside of you and cause you to feel full so that you'll be happy with those little portions that they put on your plate. They want to give you, listen at this, it wants to give you the presumptuous identification that you are full when you really are not. So you have to look around and say, what am I ingesting that's making me feel full but still leaving empty? What people do I have in my life that's trying to make me feel full, but when I walk away from them, I'm still empty? They filling my mind up with lies. They filling my ears up with slick words. They filling my space up with all the things that make me feel good for the moment, but there is no substance. When they leave, when they walk away, I'm empty. I'm wondering what happened. At the time, I felt full. At the time, I didn't want anybody but him. I didn't want anybody but her. All I could see was that because I felt full. But listen, baby, they were empty calories. And you wonder when they disappear, when they cheat, when they walk away, when they go somewhere else, you wonder, oh my goodness, why am I still empty? Listen, all food isn't the same. I'm talking about stop doing that. Stop eating bread and stopping right there. Baby, you need nourishment. You need protein. You need vegetables. There are certain things in your diet that if you don't have all those proper nutrients, you will feel full, but you will still be malnourished. And so sometimes you have to do a self-identification and a self-evaluation. You have to say, whoa, wait a minute. Those words, did they make me feel full for a minute? They tingled my flesh. But then when they walked away, I gave up some part of me that made me feel full for the moment. But when I got by myself, I realized I was still empty. Empty promises, they sounded good at the time. They made me feel like something was really happening, but they were not stop doing that. I'm trying to tell you it's time to eat right. See, people will poison you. You know why you still full? You know why you haven't went to the next level? You know why you haven't progressed and got great? Because you are allowing those empty calories to be deposited on the inside of you. People are depositing malnutrition. That means you're being undernourished. What happens is you are ingesting things that are not building your faith. You're letting people poison you with their doubts, their fears, their negativity, their skewed perspectives. Just because it didn't work for them doesn't mean it won't work for you. Just because they had a bad experience doesn't mean you're going to have the same bad experience. Just because they failed and flunked doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily fail and flunk. But you get full off of their fear. Woo! I'm dropping the mic. You get full off of their failures and you wonder why you haven't stepped over into greatness because you full of empty calories, huh? For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. But we full because we've allowed somebody to fill us up with their own insecurities, with their own doubts. We're full of the negative things that they're doing and we're not walking into purpose. Listen. We're feeling full because we are filling ourselves up with empty calories. Reality TV. We're looking at women being catty and negative and petty towards one another that are secretly plotting downfalls against each other. We're watching men use women as pawns. We're watching women manipulate men and use them just for their money. Empty calories. They make us feel full because they're entertaining our flesh, but on the inside, they have no substance. And we're still empty. What are we filling our ears with? What kind of derogatory, demeaning music are we putting in our ears? We're not listening to anything that's causing us to think, that's causing us to build our character, that's causing us to really evaluate what's going on the inside of us. What are we doing that's causing us still to feel full but really be empty on the inside of us? Some of us got to get away so that we can have fresh culture, so that we can get around people that have some new ideas, so that we can get around people that have fresh perspective, so we can walk out of there and have some new adventures in our lives. Listen, Philippians 4:8 says that whatsoever things are true, are honest, are just, are pure, are lovely, of a good report. If it's to be any report, any virtue, any praise, listen, you need to think about those things, not thinking about what other people are doing in their own house, not worried about what these people on reality TV are doing, who's cheating on who said what about who. Listen, those things aren't good. They aren't of good report. They are not helping do anything on the inside. And so you wonder why you are full off of people's pride. You wonder why you are full off of people's negativity. You wonder why you are full off of other people's opinions about people that you don't even know for yourself. You are allowing yourself to be full with somebody else's attitude, somebody else's bad experience, somebody else's fear of walking into the unknown. And you can't even walk into purpose because you are allowing yourself to be stunted by somebody else. I'm talking about stop doing that. Stop doing that. We're talking about things that stunt our growth. Listen, let me tell you the second thing that I discovered about growth stunters, things that stunt our growth. I found out that just about every case of stunted growth results from something that happened early in a person's life. It happened early in a person's life. What are you saying, Elisa, LaShell? 3 words: trace the tree. Oh, I say this all the time. Trace the tree. What does that mean? That means go back to the root. Go back to the beginning. Where did this start? Who did this to me? Who put that negative mindset in me? Who is the person? Where did I begin looking at myself in a bad way? Trace the tree. Go back to the beginning. Was it mama? Was it daddy? Was it a friend? Was it a coworker? Was it a relative? Trace the tree. Go back. All of those skeletons that we love keeping in the closet, all of those secrets that we love hiding up under the rug. I told you guys, secrets make us sick. You better trace the tree. You better go go to that closet and find out. Listen, something is causing my growth to stunt. Could it be a history of mental illness? What is causing my growth to be stunted? Is it molestation? Is it abuse? Is it abandonment? Is it neglect? Let me trace the tree, because listen, I'm telling you, statistics show that if you have stunted growth, it can be traced back to the early stages of your life. You better go back to that place and figure out, where did I lose my self-esteem? What happened? Was it when my daddy left? Was it when my mama gave me up for adoption? Was it when this person abandoned me? Was it when she stabbed me in the back? What happened? Trace the tree. I always say this: you can't heal what you don't feel. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. You can't heal what you won't feel. A lot of times we have desensitized ourselves. We have numbed ourselves to the pain in our lives. It's not that it's not there. We're just choosing to ignore it. Don't you know that when you go to the dentist for a root canal, what they will do is they will give you an injection to numb your gums, because they're about to dig into the root. They're about to trace the tree and get to the root and extract out the things inside of your mouth that has rotten. Listen, just because they numb your gum, you think you don't have any pain. You think that everything is okay. The only thing that they did was they desensitized that area in your life so that you won't feel the turmoil that's it. Listen, this is good. So that you won't feel the turmoil that's associated with the pain of getting rid of the stuff that you no longer need. What are you saying, Elisa, LaShell? Some of us cannot get healed, cannot get free, cannot get to the next level, and our growth is stunted because we have desensitized ourselves to the pain of our past. We have numbed ourselves to those things that happened to us, and we can't feel because we won't heal. We can't go back and free ourselves of that thing that happened to us, of that contamination, of those things that came in and that hurt us, because we're pretending like it never happened. We're pretending like it doesn't hurt anymore. We're pretending like we're okay. We're pretending like we're all good. But you can't heal what you don't feel. So you better trace the tree and get back to the root, because somewhere there's somebody that needs to be forgiven. Somewhere there's something that needs to be let go of. Somewhere in our life there is a rotten, an abscess, a rotten place in our life. And what we've done is we don't want to deal with the pain. We've disassociated ourselves from the pain of the past. And so what we did is psychologically, we've injected ourselves with some numbing solution. Psychologically, we've gotten out some of those gum numbers, and we've rubbed Oragel into our heart, into our soul, into our psyche, into our spirits. And we're pretending like the hurt isn't there. We're pretending like that didn't happen. But I'm telling you that research shows that if there is some stunted growth in your life, you can always trace the tree. It happened early on, and you can't heal what you don't feel. So listen to me. You better go back and feel that place. Where was I hurt? Because I don't want my growth to be stunted. Where was I abandoned? Because I don't want my growth to be stunted. Where was I neglected? Where was I abused? Where was I molested? Where did that happen? What happened? Where was that place where things stopped for me? Where was that place where I started looking down on myself? Let me trace the tree. Let me go back to the place where I was hurt. Who abandoned me? Who told me I was no good? Who told me that I didn't look good? What decision did I have to make? Was it an abortion? Was it a rejection? Was it a miscarriage? Was it a divorce? Was it the loss of a loved one? Was it the loss of a job? What happened? You can't heal what you won't feel. And so if you want to grow, you better go back. You better go to that place, because you've got to catch it. That's right, Will. It has to be cut from the root. They got to go in and dig that thing out, because if you ever leave a remnant, if you ever leave a remain, guess what? It has the propensity to not just start back growing, but to get worse. It can, listen, have you ever heard this? Listen, when you be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Why? Because the next time you deal with it, you might not get out that good. You might not get out that fast. You might not get out with everything intact. And so you have to go back. You have to trace the tree. Thank you, man of God, for being on. You have to go back and get that thing at the root. You have to go back and dig that thing. I'm trying to tell you, you can't heal what you won't feel. And so a lot of us, we don't want to trace the tree. Listen, I'm going to tell you that's biblical. When you trace the first tree, when you go all the way back to Genesis and you go all the way back to Adam and Eve, a lot of the drama that we're dealing with now, trace the tree. It happened at that tree. When did people start throwing other people under the bus? Trace the tree. It happened at the tree. You got to go back. Adam threw Eve under the bus so quick. In one chapter, he was hollering about bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. In the next breath, he was saying, she told me to do that, God. I was okay until she started doing it. You better trace the tree. When did lie happen? When did greed? When did the pride of life? When did we start lusting after things? Where did this stuff first happen? Listen, trace the tree. Go all the way back to the beginning. So it is in the spirit. It is in the natural. We've got to go back to those places in our life. Where did the manipulation start? When did you start learning that you could start getting over on people? Trace the tree. When did you start discovering that you could use sex to manipulate people? When did you start figuring out that if you lied, if you played with people's emotions, they would give you anything you want? You better deal with this thing at the root. Trace the tree. You can't heal what you won't feel. I hope I'm helping you guys tonight. I'm talking about stop doing that. We're dealing with things that are stunting our growth and causing us not to get out there and progress, not to get out there and be great and walk in our purpose. Lastly, as I am dealing with these things that stunt our growth, I realized in my research that stunted growth devastates your health. You hearing me? When your growth is stunted, it devastates your health. Listen, physically, stunted growth makes you weak. It delays brain development. It delays organ development. It gives you learning disorders. It causes you to have underdeveloped bones. Listen to me, and it gives you a weak immune system. What am I saying? When you allow yourself to be stunted, when you allow your growth to be stunted, when you won't trace the tree and go back to the root of those things that are causing you to be still, stuck, stagnant, and staying in the same place, when you allow yourself to be stunted, sitting in one place, being afraid to get out there and be great, not walking into purpose, it is devastating to your health. You wondering, why am I so weak for that man? Why am I so weak for that woman? Why am I so weak for that temptation? Somewhere, something is stunting your growth and it's causing you to be weak. You're wondering, I can't figure these things out. Why is it that I am not able to think through this situation? Why is it that I'm not able to make healthy decisions? Because stunted growth devastates your health. You wonder, why is my heart not healed? Why is it that I feel like I can hardly breathe? I'm always feeling like I'm just feeling like something is causing me my breath to get cut off. Why am I always feeling like I'm gasping for air? Why am I always feeling like I'm just trying to float above water? What is that? Listen, somewhere there is some stunted growth. Somewhere you're not able to breathe. You wonder why you have a weak immune system. Everything makes you sick. You can't take nothing. Somebody talk about you, you get sick. Somebody look at you sideways, you get sick. Somebody put up a post about you, you get sick. Somebody say something about your mama, you get sick. Somebody say they don't like what you have on, you get sick. Somebody say they don't like your haircut, you get sick. You wonder why you have a weak immune system and you're not able to take anything, because somewhere I discovered that stunted growth will devastate your health. I hope I am dropping the mic tonight. You are wondering, why is it important that we get healed from the inside out? Because we got to stop doing that. If we are not growing, if we are not allowing ourselves to be healed, if we are not tracing the tree and getting to the root of our issues, we wonder why our body slowly starts declining. We wonder why our health starts fading. We wonder why we are prone to headaches. We wonder, all of a sudden our eyes, we start having issues. Let me tell you something. Everything ain't the devil. Oh, you can quote me on this one. Everything ain't the devil. Well, you know, the devil always trying to, the devil came up and caused these things to happen. And the devil be sitting over here saying, what? Paul, I know. Peter, I know her. Who are you? I don't even know you. What are you even talking about? Some of those things, a foolish woman tear down her own house with her own hands. Some of these things we bring upon ourselves because we won't go back to the place where we have stunted growth. We wonder, the devil caused my lights to get turned off. No, me neglecting to pay my bills caused my lights to get turned off. I should have grown in that area. The devil broke up my happy home. No, you decided to be codependent on somebody that had an alcohol problem or an abuse issue, but because you were codependent and wanted anybody instead of somebody, you are wondering why you are dealing with this abuse that is hindering you psychologically and mentally. You're wondering, why am I always in the hospital? Why am I always taking medication? Everything ain't the devil. Some of it is because we've allowed people with their toxicity, we've allowed people with their negativity, with their doubting, with their bad attitudes, with their sideways disrespect to get in on our atmosphere, and they're pouring their toxins in us, and we're wondering why we're not able to step out there and be great. We're wondering why we're not able to prosper. Stop doing that. I'm trying to help you. Let me explain something to you. Even research shows that when a woman is pregnant past her due date, the very things that used to bring that baby nourishment becomes the very things that starts killing that baby. Uh-oh. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back, because I believe that this is going to be an epiphany for somebody. When a woman in the natural carries a baby past its due date, the same nutrients that used to help that baby, that used to give that baby the nutrients that they need, start killing that child. What am I saying? Some of us are holding on to people that might have been good for one season in our life, that might have been good in one area of our life, that might have been helpful to us at a certain stage, but we've grown past that. We've developed. We've went to the next level, and we're wondering why we're not birthing anything, because they stealing all our nutrients. We wonder why we haven't walked out of there in our own prosperity, because they've taken all of our finances. They're crisis creators. They're life leeches. They're always coming up with something to take things from us. They're taking away and not adding to. We're wondering, but I've been knowing them my whole life, but I've been connected with them forever. But listen, they're still going to the club and you trying to go to church. They're still out there in the streets and you're trying to take care of your family. They still out there trying to shoot pool and scratch off. You're trying to develop a plan for your life. Hear me. Sometimes the very things that at one stage of our life brought us prosperity turned around and becomes the things that causes us not to grow, that causes us not to shift to the next level. You better take some inventory and look around yourself and say, wait a minute, if it can't grow, it's got to go. If it can grow, it's got to go. You need to look around and say, wait a minute, if I am trying to grow, if I am trying to shift, if I am trying to go to the next level, then everything attached to me should be growing too. How can I identify when something is dead? Listen, there are some characteristics of things that are dead. Dead things don't respond to its environment. What? I don't know why I'm going this way, but I'm going to free somebody tonight. Dead things don't respond to its environment. You telling that person that what they're doing is hurting you. You're showing them that what they're doing is causing you to be sad. It's causing you to be despondent, but they're still doing it. They don't care that you stop speaking. They don't care that you got your own life that you got to live. They don't care that you have your own bills to pay. They don't care that you have your own children that you have to take care of. They're not responding to any of that because somewhere their empathy has died. Somewhere their sensitivity to you has died, and they've decided they just want to be life leeches. Listen, how can you tell if something is dead? Because things that are alive know how to reproduce. If you are looking around and the people that are in your circle hadn't produced anything, hadn't birthed anything, then baby, let me help you and tell you that they might be dead. And if it can't grow, it's got to go. You look around and say, wait a minute, these people have so much to say about what I'm trying to do. They have so much to say about where I'm trying to go, but let me see some product of what they have. While you're talking about my business, let me see something you've produced. Let me see something you've done successfully. Let me see something that's came out of you. Let me see something that you've birthed, some idea, some vision, some manifestation of God's grace in your life. Because if it can't grow, hey, it's got to go. I'm talking about stop doing that. Stop doing that. Listen, as I close, I'm going to end with 6 things. 6 things that's going to cause you that you got to stop doing that. It's 6 things as we take this thing on into the next level. And if you just came on, make sure that you go back and watch this thing from the beginning, because baby, it was real raw and relevant tonight. And I'm talking about, I'm just getting ready to go into overdrive. We're going to deal with 6 things as we talk about growth stunting. I just gave you guys 3 things that will stunt your growth. But now I'm going to tell you 6 things that you need to stop doing that. If you want to progress, if you want to grow, if you want to shift into that next area of your life, listen, 6 things that you got to stop doing. And I hope this is helping. Thank you all so much that are joining in, that are telling me that this is blessing you. I hope that you find some help, hope, and some healing on tonight. Listen, number 1, here are things that you do in order to be able to grow. The first thing, and I don't know another way to say it. So y'all know me. I just got to give it to you like I see it. The first thing you got to do, add calcium to your diet. Yeah. You better ask, if you were at church, I'll tell you to ask your neighbor, got milk? Yeah. Add calcium to your diet, because you can't grow without milk. Milk is essential. Y'all remember that old commercial that says milk does a body good? Listen, calcium is needed for our physical bodies. So it is in the natural, so it is in the spirit. 1 Peter 2 and 2 says that we should desire the sincere milk of the word. Why? So that you can grow. Somebody ought to type in the comments, got milk? A lot of us, the reason that we're not growing is because we're not eating the word of God. We're not drinking the milk of the word. We don't have any substance. Somebody, type that in the comments. Got milk? If you want to go, stop neglecting drinking milk. Listen, calcium is essential in our physical bodies if we are to grow. It builds strong bones. It gives us what we need in our bodies. But a lot of times we think that we can get out there and be great without Jesus. We think we can get out there and be great without God. Listen, the word says, first seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and then all those other things will be added. A lot of times we're out there seeking we want the other things first. Oh, I want to be popular. Oh, I want to be rich. Oh, I want to be financially stable. Oh, I want to be great. Oh, I want all these things. But listen, got milk? The first thing, seek the kingdom first, and everything else will be added. And so 1 Peter 2 and 2 says, listen, you got to desire the sincere milk of the word. There is no way that you're going to do it by yourself. Listen, without God, I am nothing. There is no way that you can expect to go to the next level. There is no way that you think you're going to be great without God. There is no way that you're going to be able to walk into destiny and you don't have the sincere milk of the word so that you can grow. So you better ask yourself, got milk? I don't care if you have to put a word app on your phone and give you some daily devotion every day. You need substance to grow. Just like your natural body needs calcium for your bones to be strong. Why do you need your bones to be strong? So that when the weight of the world comes upon you, you're able to resist it. But listen, if your bones are weak, somebody can hit you, and guess what? You're going to crash and you're going to crumble. Some of you all wonder why when situations come, you fall short, because you don't have any milk. You don't have any substance. There's nothing that you put on the inside of you, listen, to build yourself up in your most holy faith. So you better ask yourself, and you better ask your neighbor, got milk? That's number 1. We're dealing with stop doing that, because it's time to grow. It's time to go to the next level. Number 2. And these are places and things that we've got to stop doing and in order for us to grow. Number 2. Stop carrying heavy loads. I'm dropping the mic already. In the natural, one of the ways, the things that stunts our growth is that we carry things that are too heavy for us. Our purses, and I'm guilty, our purses are too heavy. Our bags are too heavy. We carry things that are too heavy. So it is in the natural, so it is in the spirit. Stop carrying loads that are not belonging to you. Even the Bible says that we have our own cross to bear. Let us work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. Listen, we holding on to things that are more than we can bear. We love coming to God saying, Lord, you said you won't put more on me than I can bear. But can I give you a scripture? Hebrews 12:1 also tells us, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily besets us, so that we can what? Progress and grow. I'm trying to tell you, stop carrying loads that are too heavy. Listen, carrying heavy loads stunts your physical growth. Carrying heavy loads stunts your spiritual growth, stunts your personal growth, stunts your psychological growth, stunts your emotional growth. Some of you guys are wondering why you're not able to have peace in your life. It's not because things aren't going well with you. It's because you're carrying everybody else's business. You're letting everybody else's drop their problems on you. You're letting everybody else drop their misery on you. You're letting everybody else drop their issues on you. And you got your load and your mama load and your grown son load and everybody's load. And you are wondering why your back is hurting. You are wondering why the devil is riding your back. It's because you haven't learned how to stand up straight. You can't stand up straight carrying heavy loads. You better do like that old song and say, I got rid of my heavy load. My mama is watching. Hey, mama. And so we've got to get to the point where we stop carrying heavy loads. Well, they don't have anybody but me. If I let them go, I say this all the time. Everybody has a plan B. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Everybody has a plan B. Stop letting people make you think that you are all they have. The only reason they keep coming to you is because you keep saying yes. All right, I'll do it. You got $5? Here it is this time. Can I get some gas? Okay. Can you feed me today? Okay. You can pay my rent again this month with your grown son? All right, stop doing that. You're carrying loads that you were not designed to carry, and you are wondering why your growth is stunted. Stop doing that. Number 3, research says that one of the things that causes us not to grow is steroids. Stop using steroids. Oh yeah, let me make this plain. See, steroids are concentrated boosts that make something that's underdeveloped in our body start working double time. And so if you have eye issues or you've gotten an eye infection, the doctor might give you steroid drops, because what it's doing is going to make your eyes work overtime. It's got to give you a boost that you won't have in your own, because it's trying to heal itself. You take steroids sometimes when you've gotten an infection, because the doctors are hoping that if they give you a boost outside of what your body is naturally inclined to do, it's going to make you get better for a minute quick. Can I tell you something? For some of us, our steroids is sex. For some of us, the only way we can feel good, just out there, being promiscuous, because we are trying to feel good. And so sex is a steroid. Listen, steroids stunt your growth. I'm trying to talk about stop doing that. We use sex as a steroid. Well, I don't like feeling lonely. I don't like being by myself. I don't like feeling neglected. And so steroid is a sex. Let me give you another steroid that's stunning our growth. Alcohol. Oh, some of us, you drink when you're happy. You drink when you're sad. You drink when your team lost. You drink when your team wins. You drink to calm your nerves. You drink because of your nerves. Listen, alcohol becomes a steroid, and it causes our growth to be stunted. For some of us, money is a steroid. I just got to make money. I just got to get out there and hustle. I just got to get out there and secure that bag, get that bag. I just got to get out there and money. Steroid. And then we get the money and don't have the common sense and the wisdom of how to use it. We get the money and we still get our car repossessed. We get the money and we still get bankrupt. We get the money and we still are paying late fees. Stop doing that. For some of us, shopping, steroids. stopping. We just spending, moving around bill money because we're just trying to get something done. Listen, steroids, some of us, we're not understanding that these things are temporary, and the side effects of steroids is stunted growth. Stop doing that. 4, I'm talking about 6 things that are stopping your growth, stunting your growth. Number 4, quit smoking. Stop doing that. In the natural, inhaling toxicity causes you not to be able to breathe correctly. It is linked to heart disease. It is linked to stroke. It is linked to osteoporosis. It is linked to emphysema, and it is linked to cancer. So it is in the natural. Yes, it is in the spirit. Listen, some of us are inhaling toxicity. Some of us are allowing people's cancerous words. Some of us are allowing people's toxic behavior and their attitudes, their neediness, their manipulation, their lies to get on the inside of us, and we're inhaling it. Sometimes we're okay with people. We're okay with things, but then somebody gets in our ear, somebody gets in our space, and they start spreading lies. They start spreading rumors. They start filling our minds with doubt. We start feasting on fear, and we started getting these things into us, and all of a sudden we wonder our heart disease. How does heart disease start? Because it starts causing our emotions to malfunction. Osteoporosis means that our bones are weakening. Who is getting up on us? That's weakening our resolve. We said we were going to stop messing with that man. We said we were going to quit fooling with that girl. We said we were going to get a handle on our spending, but we start smoking. We start allowing toxicity to get in on us. We start allowing people to get in our atmosphere and clouding out our fresh air. We start allowing life leeches to get all of the freshness out of us. And we wonder, what is that that's stunting my growth? Stop doing that. Stop smoking. Number 5, one of the things, believe it or not, that stunts our growth is lack of sleep. Stop skimping on sleep. Some of us have not rested in a while, or we go to bed, we don't have any sleep. I'm dropping the mic. Some of us, when is the last time that you've really had an opportunity to rest? You go to bed, but you wake up feeling like you were in a boxing ring. You wake up sweating. You wake up panting. You wake up because your mind has been filled with nightmares. You wake up because worry and stress is all on the inside of you. You're lying down to sleep, but you're not getting any rest. Listen, quit doing that. The reason why you're not getting any sleep, the reason you're not getting any rest is because you're allowing the weight of the world to be on your shoulders. Listen, give people back their crosses. Give people back the drama that belongs to them. My grandmama said a long time ago, I'll never forget, in church, she said, you don't have to receive every word that somebody gives to you. If it doesn't line up with what God says, if it doesn't line up with what's going on in your life, you can say, no, thank you. I refuse that. Listen, people bringing you they drama, baby, not today. Some of y'all, your family members calling you 12 and 1 o'clock, and you know it's not an emergency. They just want to tell you about what that man did today, what those children doing today. I have a do not disturb mode on my phone. There are certain hours where I'm not answering. I am not available because I call those my rest periods. That's when I need time to regroup. That's when I need time to revitalize. That's when I need time to resurrect some things on the inside of me. Some of us don't have any rest because we're allowing everybody. Just come on. Come one, come all. Just bring your problems to me. You're not Jesus. He's the only one that says that you can cast all your cares on him. But some of us are trying to take the place of Jesus. Y'all just bring me your burdens, bring me your problems, and you acting like you have unlimited resources. You acting like you have the spiritual or even the emotional or physical tolerance to take on the weight of the world. Stop doing that. And last but not least, as I end this Mic Drop Monday, stop doubting yourself. Stop. When God made you, he didn't make a mess. He made a masterpiece. Woo! Listen, that's a mic drop. When he made you, he didn't make a mess. He made a masterpiece. Some of you guys have consumed your mind with the mess that you've made in your life. You've consumed your mind with the fact that your emotions are a mess, with the fact that your relationships were a mess, with the fact that your past was a mess. But God, in the Bible, it says that when he made man, he said that they were good and very good. He didn't make a mess. He made a masterpiece. And so you have to turn around and look at yourself in a different light. You have to look at yourself as a masterpiece and not a mess. You have to tell yourself, wait a minute, I was fearfully and wonderfully made. And even those things that I still have to work on, I know that the word of God says that he that began a good work in me, he is faithful, that he will complete it and that he will perform it. And so I'm not a mess. I'm a masterpiece. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above only and not beneath. Listen, there is nobody else like you. I don't care how many people in the world are doing what you want to do. Nobody can do it just like you. I don't care how many people there are out there. My grandmama, and she's on here, used to say, I am thumb body, because there is nobody else that has the same thumbprint as you. You are unique. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Stop that. Stop doubting yourself. So you may fall. But guess what? A just man falls 7 times and he gets right back up. So you made the wrong choice. Tomorrow is a brand new day. You can get back up and try that thing again. Walk in your freedom and be great on purpose. I'm not a mess. I'm a masterpiece. Listen. I'm Elisa LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist. I am so grateful that you guys connected with me for this Mic Drop Monday. I am so excited that you guys shared it. If you came in late to watch, make sure that you watch from the beginning, because this thing was off the chain. It was real, raw, and relevant. I pray that this brought you some help, some hope, and some healing, because that's what Mic Drop Monday is all about. If you guys are just following me for the first time, be sure to connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Periscope. I have a YouTube channel. Make sure that you're subscribing. My videos are there. I have a podcast that's on iTunes, and it's on Google Play, Music Play, and it's now on Spotify. So make sure that you type in Get Free with Elisa LaShell. Make sure that you guys are connecting. For those of you guys that are interested in empowerment coaching, I have empowerment coaching plans. Make sure that you go to my website, elisalashell.com. Connect with me. I would love to connect with you guys. Join me again Wednesday at about 12:15ish, noonish, for the plug-in, where I come and bring you some mid-week motivation. I'm Elisa LaShell, the Empowerment Specialist, and don't forget, you can't fix what you won't face. Until next time.